So recently I was asking myself, how can a retail trader become better than a bank trader? And that's what you'll find out in this video. Alright guys, so sometimes I have these kind of weird thoughts about trading and stuff and how I can become better and everything. And I think it's a good problem to have, but I was wondering, and I got this question a lot, how can you become better than a bank trader? So people in banks, big traders, fund managers, how can you perform better? And that's not only about trading more money, because that's going to be hard to achieve. It's more about how can you kind of get better and ultimately get the life you want, because they don't necessarily have the life they want, and just be able to trade and make profit from this. Okay, how can you become better than them? So I came up with 5 things that if you do them right, will make a pretty big difference in how you succeed and your trading result. And you might find out that after some time you get better result than bank traders. They might do 20% a year and you make 50. And you're able to raise capital from other people, get investors, and that's awesome while you're living the life you want. So I want to share with you some tips on how you can do this and what I found to be the biggest difference between bank traders and retail traders. First thing is, you're pretty much guaranteed to become better than a bank trader if you make the decision and the commitment to work on yourself. Now, I found that for some reason there's kind of a lack of working on yourself and developing yourself in banks. People tend to get a job, they just follow what the company tells them to do, and they never really work on their craft for some reason. Now, some people kind of go out of the crowd and they really work on themselves. They do the work outside of the office hours to become better. But in most cases, that doesn't really happen much. So by just deciding to kind of work on yourself, find out your strength, your weaknesses, how you can improve them and tweak them, how you can maximize your strength, minimize your weaknesses, just that by itself makes a big difference. And it's only by working on yourself that you can exponentially grow your result. But then you need to realize that you, as a retail trader, have a big advantage over most people in banks. And that's the fact that you don't have to trade. Now, that might seem like not really big, but think about the fact that people in bank are sometimes forced to take trades every day. They need to be in the market because that's what the manager of the bank tells them to do. That's what they're instructed to do. And so I learned from a trader in the bank that he would sometimes get better result by not trading, but he couldn't do it. He would have to be in the market every day. So trading actively, being in and out quickly, doing some scalping perhaps every day to just kind of show that there was some activity in the account, but that overall, that might not help him reach his goal and make more money. It's just to be there and to kind of trade actively and stuff. But you as a retail trader can step away and say, well, I don't trade for this couple of next days because the market is not in a good place or whatever you decide. And then you can kind of get the best result with this. First of all, you get a better peace of mind and you're able to not be there and waste your time when you shouldn't be wasting your time. You can work on other things, creating strategies, working on your edge, analyzing your data, or anything of the sort. And that's a pretty big advantage. But the other thing to not forget is that as a retail trader, you are able to live life on your term. And that means if you want to go to work one day, you go to work. If you don't want to go to work, don't go to work. That's fine. Now you do have some standards to maintain, of course, but overall, you're free to control your schedule. You can travel, be anywhere in the world you want. While the bank trader can't really do this. He's gonna have to go at his office, maybe take a few days off on the weekend and kind of go away, or maybe take a week off sometimes, gonna have a few weeks of vacation per year, but he can't really do much other than that. He's glued at his screen for a long time every day, many work hours, a lot of pressure, and you don't have to do this as a retail trader. Now that means 2 things. First of all, you get the lifestyle you want, and second of all, you get better peace of mind, which translates into better results. Like when you work all the time, you're always into it, always the hustle and stuff like people talk about. You can't really be proactive, you can't really be achieving big things. But when you take a step back and you're actually relaxed and focused, that's when you get the biggest result. And that's what you as a retail trader can do differently than a bank trader. So also a pretty big advantage. So actually make sure that you take vacation, you go out and you do stuff you like. Otherwise it's gonna be frustrating and you're gonna be just like any bank trader. The 4th way to be better than a bank trader has everything to do with remaining humble. And that's something that you might not see in a bank. You might see people that are really confident in their result. They really kind of know that they can make a lot of money. And they forget that they have stuff to work on sometimes. They can learn from other people. And they think that they're only the best at their job because they're the best in the company. But they forget that there's a lot more outside of that. And you can learn and always become better. You can always work on your weaknesses. You can always improve. Like we talked about in the first point of the fact that you need to learn to become better. You need to be willing to improve and to grow. And so by remaining humble, you kind of see and you can learn from different people. Now I've seen both. I've seen bank traders that really want to learn from you and you tell them what you do yourself and even ask you what you do all the time. They ask like people like me, they ask people like you all the time what you do and they want to learn from you, which is nice. And there's the other one that they know everything and they know they're confident about the result. They're sure that they're gonna make a living for the next couple of years and a lot of money for the bank. But sometimes the results suffer based on that kind of mindset of always being the best and not learning from anyone else. So if you remain humble and if you try to learn from everyone around you, you can eventually become better and you can eventually separate yourself from even the traders that are near the top level, even the bank traders. You can become better than them, without a doubt. Finally, the fifth way to become better than a bank trader is honestly, just learn what you can from them. Like you might not learn everything from them, and that's fine. There might be things that you can learn from other people outside that are better at that, but learn what you can from them, and they might teach you some cool tricks. Now you need, of course, to connect with people like this that are working in banks, which is something that I've been doing for the past few years. You should do the same, and you should be able to learn what you can from those people. You might have seen interviews in the channel with traders from banks or people that have been working with institutions themselves. I would recommend you check this out. I'll put some link below for you guys. That's going to be pretty helpful for that. And I want to thank you once again for watching. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think of this video and these tips. If there's anything that resonates with you, let me know in the comment as well. Here are a few comments from the past video. I appreciate you guys for leaving comments as always in the comment section. And I'll catch you back here on the channel tomorrow. Ciao.